What's up, hockey fans? Happy Tuesday night. Welcome to another episode of Pod Snipe Celly. My name is Dan Bradley. Alongside me tonight, Joel Fernino. Joel, we're back. It has been a couple weeks since our last show, and the sports world has not seen anything of significance in the past 2 weeks remotely whatsoever in any way, shape, or form.
No, not at all. We absolutely nothing has happened since we took the week off of Thanksgiving, and then also you were sick last week, if I remember correctly, right? So no show last week. Nothing of any ilk whatsoever has happened in not just the hockey world, but the sports world. It's been boring, we didn't have some random baseball player sign a contract that's worth more than the Arizona Coyotes franchise net worth as a whole. Didn't have that happen.
Didn't have that.
Didn't have what else didn't we have? We didn't have Patrick Mahomes wanting to literally murder a referee on the sideline for calling what was a penalty. Didn't have that. Nothing like that. My Chicago hockey hero did not just sign with of all teams our most hated rival in the history of the League of Hockey. That is the NHL. That didn't happen either.
Yeah, and on top of that, going into things tonight, we have the Battle of the Connors, Brown versus Murphy, with the Blackhawks and the Edmonton Oilers tonight.
That was candid. I didn't know that you were going to do that.
No, you didn't. So I was
very candid. That was good. Yes.
Shout out to HP for getting that one in before the show.
I mean, there's no contest there. Connor Brown does win that, and I'm not afraid to admit that.
Probably.
Connor Murphy's going back to the Connor Murphy I despised when we signed him. Over recent years,
hated Connor Murphy those first couple
and over
years.
Recent seasons, I've been like, no, I take it back. Like he's much better now, and he's held up that bargain until this season. He has been dog shit.
Yeah, for those who didn't pick up on the joke, we've got Connor Bedard and Connor McDavid going toe-to-toe tonight.
And 9 o'clock puck drop. Woo.
Yeah, it is a late one. 10 o'clock for us East Coast people with. And once again, we rag on the schedule makers a lot on this show, and sometimes it's more than what we needed to do. Coming into tonight, you had the option to have gone with the Rangers and the Maple Leafs as the leading game to the Battle of the Connors, which, by the way, 4-1 Toronto at the end of the first period in that game.
That to me right there shows maybe they knew something we didn't, because the game they chose instead, being Blues Red Wings, is a much closer game.
That's a 2-1 contest in that one. And I guess you get to see, as you alluded to earlier, the old generation of the Blackhawks with Patrick Kane and his new team, the Red Wings. And then you end up with the new, you've got Bedard and McDavid later tonight in the late game. So it kind of worked out. Maybe we should have used that to stir the tea leaves a bit, read through that and see, that's where Patrick Kane is going to land, either with the Blues or the Red Wings. And
I told you he was going to land with either the Red Wings or who else did I say? I said Red Wings. Oh, I said Buffalo. I said Red Wings.
And you went more Buffalo than Detroit, but you did say
the
Detroit factor would lead him to consider Detroit. You just didn't want to actually speak those words into existence.
No, and I guess the thing is I don't hate Detroit anymore like I used to, or like we would obviously used to back in the 90s and 80s and early 2000s and stuff, but they're not in our conference anymore. And we won the final battle when they were in our conference in Game 7 of overtime. It's I don't know what there is to hate anymore. I don't know. I still don't like them very much, but they got two of my recent favorite Blackhawks, one of them being my favorite Blackhawk of all time. It's hard to hate them now for me. I've always liked Dylan Larkin too.
Yeah, Larkin is a heck of a hockey player as well, so certainly not going to take that away from Detroit.
And and jokes aside on everything we mentioned at the beginning, yes, we've had a lot happen. Shohei Ohtani signed a $700 million contract that apparently he's doing
the Bobby Bonilla treatment on it.
Right. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yep. So that's going to be a thing. And in fact, we're going to get 1 year of overlap on those two contracts. So the last year of Bobby Bonilla's contract where he's still getting paid, just over $1 million on July 1st. That'll be when Shohei Ohtani's deferred payments kick in. Although
his deferred payments will be about $68 million.
Yep. Yeah. So that's gonna be nice. So in hockey terms, I mean,
well, I said it in hockey terms. His contract is worth more. Yeah. His contract is $85 million more than the entire Arizona Coyotes are worth.
I was going to say with baseball contracts, you don't have them necessarily standardized like you have with hockey contracts, and even hockey contracts don't necessarily do all the same way where you have the even amount of cash per year. The cap hit is level throughout, but the actual dollars can have some variance. If the AAV and the money was the same across the entirety of this deferment plan, he's going to get $2 million per year for the 10 years of the length of the deal, and defer 68 out of 70 million per year to get that in the next 10 years following. Like, that's a huge gamble, but like Ohtani's not even worried about that. Like, he's going to be just fine.
Can I just say real quick before we do jump into hockey that was like and I'm going to preface this with, yes, the Cubs were in. Yes, I am finally wearing the correct hat. I'm wearing it for the Battle of the Connors tonight. That Connor McDavid's team will definitely win, but hey, the way it's been going, maybe Bedard wins the point part of it tonight. Who knows?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that later in the show, but we can ask that now.
Oh, well, no, we can talk about
it. Wrap up your Ohtani point, and then we'll get back.
Yeah, before we get into hockey, and again, I'm not saying this because the Cubs were very much heavily in on trying to get Ohtani. It was noted. It sounds like they just got beat out by, obviously, like I get it. The LA teams are the appeal, but hold on.
He wasn't going anywhere but LA.
I know. And that was the thing. I never had like this hope of like when it went official, I was going to be sad. I was just happy that we at least were trying. Like, at least go try. You have the money. They print money up here in Wrigleyville. Go try.
Yeah, the Twins. The Twins didn't make an offer at all. The Oakland A's offered a $1 annual salary for the next 700 million years. That was their contract.
My favorite joke was apparently Jerry Reinsdorf and the White Sox offered him a pack of Cools and a Ventura card. My Chicago people will understand that joke. It's a pack of cigarettes and a public transportation card for those who don't understand Chicago transit. But I want to say, like I said, I prefaced, it's not sour grapes of him not coming here. That was the lamest end to that saga. Like, it would have been way more fun if he did like Toronto. Like, apparently that gained
Toronto
some steam.
Would have been really fun.
That gained some steam towards the end there over the weekend, and like to the point where even I was like, "Oh shit, is it going to be Toronto? Whoa!" Like, that would have been so much fun. And obviously, yes, if it were the Cubs, that'd be fun. Outside of the fandom, that just would be fun. Like a team that people don't expect. But no, just like every sought-after free agent, especially in the MLB, they go to the fucking Dodgers, and it's stupid, lame, and LA fans aren't real sports fans. I just alluded to my 2 minutes for roughing.
to borrow the bit from the Too Many Men podcast of how does it affect the Leafs, if Ohtani had signed, I love their podcast so much. If Ohtani did sign with the Leafs, the media deal, like the way that would have worked out, the Leafs would have gotten absolutely screwed on so much money and so much backing. Like, it honestly would have been bad for hockey, and in particular bad for the Leafs if Ohtani had gone to Toronto. So maybe from a hockey standpoint, we dodged a bullet on that one. Sam, with our AHL news and notes, your Rockford Ice Hogs picking up Jackson Cates, former UMD Bulldog.
Nice.
So that's a solid pickup. You're gonna like Jackson.
I'll take it. Hey, that works. Yeah. So that is that. So Dan, let's get into some hockey. We've been gone for a couple weeks.
We have, and I think a good way to get back into things is play a little game that we like to do around here: Contender or Pretender.
I love it. The first one of the season.
Yeah, the a little more than 25% of the way through the season. Maybe about a third, I think is fair to say at this point.
Is that not kind of nuts already?
It feels weird to say that, but we really are. I mean, you think playoffs start in mid-April, season starts mid-October, so we're mid-December. That would be a third of the way through the year. So
it's kind of nuts. We are. You can see my Christmas tree is in the background. We are in that season.
First team we want to take a look at tonight is the Detroit Red Wings.
The one playing to my left.
14-9-4 on the season entering tonight, 32 points. They are fourth in the Atlantic, 1 point behind the Toronto Maple Leafs. However, their 100 goals on the year leads Eastern Conference teams. They have a plus 12 goal differential, which is fourth best in the East. And their power play is at 23%, 10th in the NHL. Joel, what do you make of this Red Wings squad? Are they contenders or pretenders?
I'm going all in. I don't even have to think about it. They're contenders. Finally.
Are you just saying that because of the Patrick Kane signing?
No, I would have said that even if they didn't sign Patrick Kane. They didn't need Patrick Kane, but now that they have him, it's basically a team that was already kind of on fire, just pouring more gasoline on said fire. They are finally, how many? We have done this show for 3 years now. Each season, the last 2 seasons, we have been saying the Red Wings are on the come, right? Here they come. Maybe the first season we did Pod Snipe Celly, we were like, they're kind of here, but they're still rebuilding a little bit. Like, give them some time, maybe next year. Then next year rolled around, aka last year. And then we were like, okay, here we go. The rebuilding tag is off. Let's go. Come on. Oh, they're pretty bad. They are very mid. Oh, okay, never mind. Now, finally, third time's the charm. They are finally actually contenders. I believe in them. They're still shaky. They are what the ESPN 1000 Chicago morning show Cap and J Hood likes to call shaky bastards. They are shaky bastards at times. They really are. But they're going to be less shaky as time goes on. This season is finally going to be their first season in a while where they crack into the playoffs.
Does it concern you at all that the Red Wings are 0-3 in the Patrick Kane era?
No.
And have been outscored 17-9 in those 3 games?
No. There's zero correlation there.
Do you have hope like Sam does in the GOAT Alex Lyon between the pipes?
Hey, I
mean, they got to start playing Lyon more. Like, I mean,
that's a nice backstop if you need him.
He's gotten some play. He has not gotten enough play. He's been Detroit's best goaltender this year, and it's not particularly close. 4 wins and 6 starts, 213 goals against, 931 save percentage.
Yeah, I mean,
let the Lion eat.
Right. I mean, exactly. Not to mention, I mean, my old boy, Alex DeBrincat is leading the you talked about their power play percentage. Mm-hmm. He's a big reason for that.
Yes.
He feasts. You talk, let the lion eat, let the cat eat, because he feasts when he's on the power play. And just adding Patrick Kane to that is huge. From the offensive upside, of course, obviously, not from the defensive side. But I'm kind of with you. Like, if they want to actually not just be a contender, as in a contender for the playoffs, if they want to actually make it past the first round, which I don't expect.
Yeah, for my standard of contender here, it's make the playoffs and win at least 2 games when you get there, not back in and get broomed out.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't get broomed out. I don't see them making it past the first round. I guess maybe depending on who they played. And I guess it all kind of depends on how hot they are in the stretch going into it. Because as of right now,
started today, they would be it looks like on the road against the New York Rangers.
Against the Rangers. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Detroit would be wild card 1 and would play the Rangers. Actually, wait, no, they would play Boston.
Would they?
Yes.
No. Yeah, because the Rangers have a better.
Because they're tied, same games played. The first differentiator is your regulation.
So see, that's interesting to me. They could squeak out 1 or 2 games against Boston. They ain't gonna win against Boston, but they could squeak out some game wins there. Don't get me started.
Sam, we've always got time for Alex Lyon talk on this show. Anytime you want to just put your feet up, crack open a cold one, and talk Alex Lyon, this is a pro Alex Lyon zone. So you are welcome to jump on and wax poetic about Alex Lyon.
Sam is our super fan tonight. Where's our usual boys? No Mateo,
no Mateo, no
Joey,
HP, no Joey,
no HP. What's going on?
No Guile.
I'm actively calling out all of our super fans. Where the hell are you at?
Yeah, it's just Sam, and Sam, we're glad you're here.
No, Sam, don't get me wrong. I'm just like, hey,
it's a relatively quiet show on that front.
You're winning on the super fan king of the hill as we talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, yeah, I think they're a contender, dude. I think they're going to keep this going. It'll be up and down. Like I said, they're going to be shaky throughout the whole season. They'll stay there. They'll make it.
I'm going to go pretender.
Really?
And I think the reason for that, there's a couple here. Depending what happens with Dylan Larkin's injury and how long he's going to be out, he was designated for injured reserve, which means they think he's going to be out at least 10 games in 24 days. That is not a good sign for his long-term, where's he at? Less term on this one, but losing David Perron for 6 games for cross-checking Artem Zub, not going to be very good there. And I look at who is behind Detroit and potentially on the way back up. We look at the Tampa Bay Lightning, who starting the year without Andrei Vasilevsky, he's finally back now. Vasilevsky can carry that Tampa Bay Lightning team, and you have Nikita Kucherov leading the league, 47 points. Only one other player has 40. That's JT Miller, who is at exactly 40. That Lightning squad is coming. The New Jersey Devils, who are not currently in the playoff picture. If the playoffs
I don't know what the hell's going on with them.
If the playoffs started today, New Jersey is out. If the playoffs started today, Carolina is out. Pittsburgh is out. The Buffalo Sabres, who you had making a deep run. Here we go. We finally got HP. Sup, Pigeons.
We got Joey coming too. He was like, I'm sorry, I was on my way home.
There we go.
I'm chirping Mateo on Twitter right now too. Like it's
the beacons are lit.
The beacons are light the fires.
I just look at the star caliber. There we go.
I'm back.
We look at the star caliber of the teams that are behind Detroit right now. And that to me is where the difference falls. It's not so much that Detroit is a pretender through their own flaws and weaknesses, but because other teams that have underperformed out of the gate are going to get it figured out. They have, I think, more star power top to bottom than what the Red Wings have. So I do see the Wings precariously in a wild card spot right now. I'm going to go pretender. I don't think that they are going to be able to make the playoffs, even if Alex Lyon stands on his head the rest of the season. I look at those other teams. To me, like Tampa Bay, that's a playoff team. Carolina, that's going to be a playoff team. They need to figure things out in net.
They
need to get healthy. But Carolina, this is kind of their, put up or shut up year. The Devils being right on the brink of their, are we for real? Are we going to keep doing this year after year? Joey, a great point here, thinking that Detroit is still learning how to win. Lots of talent that will figure it out, but a force coming, but not this year. Yeah, I'm with you, Joey. Their prospect pipeline, too, they have so many good players who are on the way and going to be there soon. But you kind of got to make the way for those younger guys. And right now they're a year away from being a year away. To me, that's kind of where Detroit is at.
I get that. That's fair. I don't know. I still think they may. Yes. Detroit sucks. Detroit sucks, even though I called them contenders instead of pretenders. But Detroit sucks. I have to say that for that goal, that first Patrick Kane goal, that hurt me down to my soul. Seeing him do the Showtime Celly, not with this logo on his jersey.
1 point through 3 games. That's all I'm going to say.
He just got back from a major hip surgery, man.
He's washed.
Whatever.
Second team we're going to take a look at tonight, the New York Islanders, who my second favorite hockey club after the Minnesota Wild. Islanders on the year 13-7-7. That is a league high 7 overtime losses this year, tied with the Seattle Kraken. However, that's still good for 33 points. They are second in the Metro Division, 7-3-5 at home. Points in 12 out of 15 games at home, usually good to get you done. But there are some points of concern. They do have the 8th best power play in the NHL at 24.3%, but they have the 30th ranked penalty kill at 73.2 and a -4 goal differential on the season. Joel, I think I know where you're going to go here. Are you going to tell me that the Islanders are more pretenders than contenders?
I am going to go with they are more pretenders here. Mm-hmm. Am I as surprised as I think a lot of people are to see them sitting just behind New York, just behind the Rangers in the Metro? Yeah. And I mean, I'm even just as surprised to see that Philly is right behind them. If you were to tell me, if we were to go back in time and you were going to tell me if you and I were speaking on October 12th,
mm-hmm.
and you were to tell me, hey, by December 12th, the Islanders and the Flyers are actually going to be polar opposite positions in their division standings with the Hurricanes and the Penguins, I would have said you were high, and where can I get some?
I would have said if they were going to be on the opposite end of the table, that the Hurricanes and the Devils just got off to a scorching start, and the Islanders were far worse than we thought they were, and the Flyers were pretty much exactly who we thought they were. The Flyers have, I stopped short of saying overperformed, but they have performed very well out of the gate, and it's a credit to the job that Tortorella has done coaching that team. Yeah, he's the right coach for the Flyers.
Totally. I mean, he's one of the few old school coaches that can actually figure. He kind of knows what to do with the kids. He knows what to do with the younger generation of talent that has come into the league. And Mateo is here. He saw my chirp on Twitter.
I threw that one up for you when you were going through it a minute ago.
I wasn't.
But yeah, I mean, Torts, his coaching style is so perfect for Flyers brand hockey. Like it makes too much sense. Like Torts' style though isn't going to work for every team.
No, it works for Philly. He's perfect. He's perfect for their media too.
Yeah, that too.
That's why he was perfect as the Rangers coach way back when. Yeah, I mean that's kind of my point though. Like the fact that the Islanders and the Penguins are flip-flopped in their standings, and then like I said, like the Flyers are flip-flopped with the Hurricanes, and then of course the Devils are down there too. Like a team like the Devils and the Hurricanes, I'm gonna kind of use the similar argument you just used to call the Red Wings pretenders. Is the same thing here. Their goal differential is a -4, the Islanders.
Yeah, that's already a big red flag. But there are only 3 teams in the Metro that have a positive goal differential this year. Yeah. One is first, one is third, and the other is the Penguins, who are down in 7th. And you talk about a team that's underperforming in Pittsburgh. That's they're going through it.
You know they were going to be cold out of the gate when the opening game of the season they lose to us when they were up 2-0.
Yeah.
But like it's just it to me just seems like that we always see some kind of weird trend in the first, like you said, the first third of the season. To me, this is not one that's going to keep up. Like, yeah, their team defense, obviously we talked about their goaltending with Sorokin posting a 914 save percentage so far. And then
he's so good.
Semyon Varlamov too, like out of nowhere, dropping a 925. Like he's back to he just decides random seasons, whatever team he decides to be on, like every 2 seasons, he just decides like, I'm going to be phenomenal again. Like
he's such an ageless wonder in goal. Like you keep wondering, like, when is the drop off going to come for Varlamov? He has not had a save percentage below a 905 since 2016-17 with the Avalanche.
Right.
And that team
he's played a solid amount of
that was such a bad Avalanche team.
Oh yeah.
Like the lowest he's had since then is a 909. Like
right. You got HP chiming in on Pretenders. They might make the playoffs, but they're going to get bounced. See, like I don't even know if they make the playoffs. It's just to me.
I don't think they do. I am worried.
So are you going Pretender too for your secondary team?
I am going Pretender as well. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish that, you know, Matthew Barzal's point pace was going to sustain and that he was going to continue to be better than a point per game. Noah Dobson has been at a point per game pace this year while playing more than 25 minutes a night. You know, I look at Simon Holmstrom, who is shooting 27%. Like that's going to regress. That's not sustainable. There's a lot of good things the Islanders are doing. I don't see enough sustainability there. And as we talked about with Detroit, the teams that are behind, I think there's a fall off coming, but as long as Ilya Sorokin is between the pipes, the Islanders have a chance. He's that good. He's one of the top 3 goaltenders in the league. Yeah. I'm going to go so far as to put him at number 2.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and we talked about that. Like he's going to squeak in for, you know, he'll be in the conversation for a Vezina finalist. I think when the 2023-24 season is all said and done, and Joey throwing in I think I'm playing him this week actually in fantasy. He's loving Noah Dobson. Yeah, my fantasy hockey glory days are clearly over. My team on paper is disgustingly amazing looking, but I'm like 2-6, so I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, you and I are both either 2-6-1 or 2-7-1.
Oh yeah, wait, that's right. You and I tied. So
and you're ahead of me on the tiebreaker, which is Gold's 4. So I have never finished lower than second in our fantasy league. I'm worried that this is the year that streak comes to an end.
I was pretty much the same thing. I was usually finishing around second or third, and then the last couple seasons that's tapered off. I don't really understand why. I feel like the teams maybe we need to switch from. I don't know. I'm just not doing being in multiple fantasy leagues, a couple of which do just the points-based system, and then ours still doing the like
head-to-head
category system. I don't know. Maybe that's why one mindset versus the other. And I agree with Joey. We need to do a mid-season fantasy update. We can do that. Why don't we do that next show?
We could do that, or we could do it. We could do it after New Year.
Kick off the new year with it. You know what? Okay, I like that.
Either way, we'll talk off air about that.
Oh, shut up, HP.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not
Joey
wrong.
And HP have objectively better teams than what we have this year. The record speaks for itself.
It's true. Okay, I'll give them their flowers. All right, now what's our final candidate?
The Vancouver Canucks, 18-9-1 on the year, second in the Pacific Division, 6 points behind the Vegas Golden Knights. The league lead with 107 goals. The league lead with a plus 34 goal differential. 17 regulation wins, most in the NHL, and the 5th best power play, 26%. But they have had what many have called a soft schedule out of the gate. Yeah, they have played a lot of teams with losing records out of the gates. And you look at that Pacific Division, you have 3 teams with a goal differential of plus 31 or better. Then you have the Edmonton Oilers at a plus 4. And then in 5th, you have the Calgary Flames at a minus 16, and it goes down to the Sharks at a minus 54.
Yeah, and part of that, too, with the Canucks goal differential, it's going to obviously get inflated when you drop a 10 spot on the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah.
The inflation is going to be that game inflation alone is going to be felt for a while. So I'm not going to say that's like a deceiving number either, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm buying in on the hype. They've proven me wrong.
Mm.
I'm saying Canucks are absolutely contenders. They had this hot start out of the gate, right? We followed it. Plenty of the, ESPN and TNT were following it closely. I never really mentioned it too much on the show just because we didn't really, they kind of almost did it quietly. Their coming out party was that 10 spot that they dropped on. Yes, the shittiest team in the league in the Sharks, but you dropped the 10 spot. So it doesn't matter. You did it. I'm not going to, you can't deny that. You cannot minimize that fact. That was their coming out party. And that's when it was like, whoa, like, where the hell are the Canucks coming from? And every week that we would be checking standings, maybe we were doing picks and the Canucks were involved, I'd sit there in the back of my mind and think, it's a super hot hand right now. It's gonna fizzle out. That water is getting poured onto that hot hand. It's gonna smolder. And they just continue to prove me my mental opinion wrong every single week. And now, like you said, we are a third of the way through the season and they continue to stay consistent. Their offense is humming. And Quinn Hughes might be one of the top 5 defensemen in this league now.
From a points perspective or from an overall perspective?
Both.
Or both?
Both. He arrived, like we knew who he was. He arrived, his rookie season? Or his second season after his rookie season, I think it was, right? Yeah. He arrived. But now he's really here. Like he's incredible.
If you had told me that 2 months into the season that Brock Besser would be third in the league in goals, I don't know that I would have believed you.
Right.
And as someone who loves Brock Besser, I just wasn't anticipating that he would have this kind of a season. He is playing on an entirely different level right now.
Are they happy as all hell that they did not trade him?
Mm-hmm. Boy, he would look good in Minnesota colors right now, but it's not.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Who knows if they're still like thinking about doing it, but now that trade value just went way the hell up.
Yeah, and for Minnesota, who already couldn't afford him anyway.
Right. I remember we were in talks, but I'm like, I'd throw a trade in. I'd love to bring Brock Besser over here and get him with Bedard. And I was like, the price would have been normal back then. Now, oh hell no! Like that price is going to be nuts now. He's incredible. Elias Pettersson is just doing amazing things like he always does. We mentioned Quinn Hughes. They're goaltending too. Like I mean,
they've made Casey DeSmith look good, and Thatcher Demko is back to form.
Right. They're not, 916 and 917 respective. Demko and DeSmith's save percentage is, a 249 and a 269 goals against respectively. Like it's solid. It's nothing like, it's not like Vezina numbers, but they're good.
It's not like Minnesota Wild goaltending numbers.
What are the Wild's goaltending numbers?
Oh, they're bad. They're putrid. They are statistically the worst goaltending tandem in the league this year.
Bullshit. That cannot be worse than Arvid Soderblom. He's terrible.
Soderblom is, he's bad. But you look at goals saved above expected. Fleury is like, and this is maybe about a week ago that I last looked this up, but Gustafsson was like third worst overall in the entire league. And then Fleury was sixth worst. Like it was bad. It's gotten better since the coaching change to John Hines. That has helped. Mateo with a great question. How does it feel knowing Kane and DeBrincat could have been on either wing of Bedard?
It's tough. It's very tough. I don't think Kane was going to be here anyway. The whole point was Kane and Taves we're going to respectfully let them part ways, and we need the new regime to get going. You guys are competitive. We're rebuilding. Like, go win another cup before you retire. DeBrincat, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. Like Korchinski looks solid, and we needed defensemen. We needed to get into the first round that draft, so like we had to do something. The Kirby Doc return seems like Kyle from Chicago is a guru. getting 13th overall for him. Like
he nailed that one.
Yeah, and that turned into Sam Renzel, and then eventually, or I'm sorry, that turned into Frank Nazer, and then that third pick he got turned into Sam Renzel. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah,
goaltending for 2 seconds here. Philip Gustafson has a 951 save percentage over his last 5 games. He is at 900 for the season. Like, that's how bad it was so bad.
You guys, I wouldn't even say stumbled out of the gate. You face planted into the dirt out of the gate.
Yeah, we left the skate guards on. I don't know if you've ever seen video of when a player steps onto the ice and the skate guards are still on. It's exactly how the Wild started the year.
I would argue you didn't even have a blade.
Yeah.
You've changed that since then. You really have. It's
the ribbons popped out and there's no blade in the skate.
Exactly. But so we both went contender on that?
Yeah, both going contender on the Canucks.
Yeah, I think they're real, man. I think they're the real deal. And they're going to be, to me, when the playoffs do start, they're going to be in it. I'm not, it's too damn early to tell you where they're going to finish. But they're going to end up being that team that pulls off an upset in the first round.
Don't you speak that into existence. I think they're going to go 7 in the first round. But if the playoffs started today, they'd be playing the Los Angeles Kings, who were my pick to win the.
And the Kings
did I have them winning the cup, or did I have them just going to the final?
You had them going to the conference final because
going to the conference finals, but I picked Carolina to win. Yeah, I can't have them out, not at this point.
And you had Dallas going to the cup final, I think.
I had that was the Eastern Conference final the Western Conference final was Dallas versus LA.
Then you had LA losing to Dallas.
No, I had LA going.
Did you have LA going to the cup?
I changed my pick.
Did you? Okay, all right.
I really did.
Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. Vancouver, they're that pesky, like, where the hell did you kids come from type of team where you're going to just score 6 on a random night on no matter what team it is. Like,
looking at the schedule that is coming up over the next few games for the Canucks, they get the Tampa Bay Lightning.
There's a test.
That's tonight. They get Florida, at Minnesota, at Chicago, at Nashville, at Dallas, and then San Jose, Philadelphia, Ottawa.
They
could rack up some points here.
That's not that difficult of a stretch. I mean, outside of your Tampa and outside of Tampa, Dallas, Tampa and Dallas are really the only two that are going to really test them.
They're almost going to be able to get to a point where they have enough points early in the season that they can kind of coast, and like, not that they would coast, but they'll end up kind of getting away with it.
Yeah, Florida, Tampa, and Dallas. That's the 3 they'd probably have to worry about.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Then they're gonna have to blow things up. I'm already calling that.
Yeah, they're in trouble. They're in big trouble. We didn't even put them on because we already knew
they're and they're not even in the playoffs. They're neither. They're just there.
They're to be a fringe team is what they're doing.
They're just there. They exist.
We've had some issues with the Department of Player Safety this last week that really need to be addressed on the show here as well. Because we have run into, for example, this all starts with an incident with Evander Kane. And I'm going to call it up here.
There's the hit by Kane. He's aggressive and I gotta tell you, that's the kind of hit I think they want to.
So I have to
be honest with you.
I have to admit, when you and HP were you sent the video in our group chat of this. I wasn't watching the game. You sent that video.
Excuse me.
Admittedly, I gotta keep you in check sometimes. I didn't see, like, before I watched your video you sent. I saw it on Twitter, and it was just a very quick clip. That was like a full clip, and it showed after who did he hit again? Brodeen, right?
Yep.
And Brodeen gets up, skates off. He's hurt. Is he back now, or is he still out? Nope, he's still out. He's Dan's dying at the moment.
Yeah, still getting over being sick here. He's going to be out long term. Sounds like maybe 6 to 8 for Brodeen.
So, geez.
Yeah,
so
it's bad.
So this is where it was funny. That's not funny. I'm saying this was. I watched. It was probably just a quicker clip of the video, and it almost looked like it was slowed down because like the initial time I watched it, and again, like I said, it was like a 10, not even 10-second clip when it first happened that I watched, and it comes in, and I was like, dude, he barely hit him. Like it's slow. He barely he gets him from behind. Okay, there we go. Like he gets him from behind, but it's slow. And sometimes, not all of you, but some of you Minnesotans have a tendency to cry victim a little too early when it comes to in-game things. So I saw that. I'm taking shots at you, but hold on. In this instance, that is not the case. But I saw it originally. It was like, dude, will you guys calm down? Like, it's not that big of a deal. Then I watched the full video, and clearly it was sped up this time, actually to its right speed. And I was like, oh shit. Yeah, no, that's bad, and that didn't get called.
Yeah. It looks bad in slow motion. It looks worse in real time.
Well, and plus, like I said, I didn't see him get up injured. In the original clip I saw, he just got up. I was like, he's fine. Well, what the hell does this matter? But then I saw the full clip. So in this case, I got to keep you in shit. Not all of you. Mateo doesn't do that. You and HP do that all the time. Mateo doesn't do that.
So that's where it started.
No call, by the way. No, what do you get fined?
No call on Evander Kane on that one. And he received a warning from the Department of Player Safety. He did not receive a fine. He did not receive any supplemental discipline.
And you came away with a retaliatory penalty.
The Wild came away with a retaliatory penalty, which Ryan Hartman which Hartman and Kane have history. If you don't know that one.
Oh yeah, they do. That's horse shit, by the way. Like
that's Hartman, exchanging pleasantries.
Yeah, the whole
Evander Kane.
The whole the NHL and the NFL are both bitches when it comes to you're going to get the retaliatory penalty instead of both of you are going to get a penalty. It's stupid. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
So then, following that play, because that was on Friday that Kane reported, and then no call.
Right.
Then on Saturday, you have this play here with Robinson.
Gooley got position.
By the way, people, you guys like our new little feature we got going here?
And there'll be some answers here. Kyle Oposo dives in at Gooley.
Hold on. Rewind that and play it again. Or are they going to do a replay of it?
There's some spice in it.
I thought they had another.
No, it's just a scrub.
Left wing side. Gooley got position on that one. Here comes Eric Robinson.
Holy shit. I haven't seen.
And he's going to the box. And there'll be some
answers. So that one was night number 2. And after seeing the night before that wasn't called a penalty on Evander Kane, Robinson got a 5-minute major and a game misconduct, which to me, that's the right call.
Yeah.
I have zero issues with that being 5 in a game.
Player safety do anything to him?
But no, because he got the 5 in the game, so he didn't take on any.
That shouldn't matter. That usually doesn't matter if it's something like that.
Yeah,
you get the 5 in the game, you still get fined. You can still get suspended.
Yeah, but on that one, they didn't. They just let it sit with the 5 in a game.
Okay.
Additionally, we have Kyle Okposo, who you heard in the clip was who jumped in there. In the media scrum after the game, quote, "It doesn't make any sense. Like it's the exact same play. There's an injury on the play. I understand that you have to call it, and that's fine. That's not on him. I just don't like the consistency factor." He also said, quote, "I just don't understand how Evander Kane gets nothing last night, and there's a 5-minute penalty in that game. It doesn't make any sense. Like it's the exact same play."
And absolutely right.
And if all of that wasn't enough to get you going, we have one more here for you to take a look at. I had to get it queued up here.
For anyone listening on Spotify, sorry you can't actually see these, but just go check them out.
Trust the video. They're bad.
Yeah.
Where did it go? There we go.
Yeah, loving the new feature. See?
Cousins get the game.
Oh, yeah, that one is.
Branson gets crushed by Cousins on that play.
I love how
there
he like
was
takes
no
him and
penalty.
gets up and just goes to just beat the shit out of him.
No penalty initially called. Both players here will get roughing minors out of the scrum. But let me snatch this one back one time here.
That one's bad.
Like that's vicious. The Branson is down. He hears the whistle for the stoppage and gets up and goes right after Cousins.
That was dirty.
It's just interesting because all three videos are like the exact same play.
Yeah, they really are.
I would argue that third one is the most egregious just because he goes down and his face gets the most of the contact in between a body and the boards, but still like
yeah. So in addition to that, you had both players serve their offsetting,
I agree.
Roughing. And then the next time the two of them were both on the ice, Branson wants an answer, and Cousins ducked again. So Branson gets 2 + 5 + 10 + 10. So he picked up 29 minutes in penalties on the game, and also was issued a 1-game suspension for his actions as an instigator for going after Cousins, but no penalty on Cousins for the initial hit that started all of this. No discipline for the referees who let it get that out of hand. It's atrocious right now. And it's dangerous. Like, your job as the Department of Player Safety, it is in your name, is to protect the players. And you can't do that. And
he should be suspended for turtling twice.
Yep. Yeah, he should.
That goes under the little bitch bucket.
Answer the bell.
I agree.
I've called for Paros's job on this show before, and I'm calling for it again. I'll keep sounding that trumpet until he's gone. He has no business running the Department of Player Safety, especially when players are out here saying, look, we don't know what these rules are. It's a non-call on one night. It's maybe a 2-minute call, but then the 2-minute call was changed to being for the roughing.
Kyle, it's okay. They don't know what the rules are either.
Yeah, clearly.
The department doesn't know what the fucking rules are either. It's okay. You're not the only one. You're not alone.
And how, as a casual fan, like, are you supposed to look at this and understand the game and like why it's okay sometimes versus when it's not? Like,
right.
It's got to be so frustrating for newer fans.
There's so much science behind it too, because you get the casual fans. Like I just was at a game with a casual fan. He wants to start watching hockey more. He's like, yeah, I just want to see people like, beat the shit out of each other. It's like, that's fun. Yes. But then you
got that with David Perron and the Red Wings, which Dylan Larkin has a collision with Matthew Joseph. Perron thinks that Artem Zub is the one who did it, and Zub ends up on the receiving end of a cross check to the head. Perron gets 6 games for that.
He's got a history,
and is deserved, but
he's got a history. But that's the other thing too.
So does Evander Kane.
I was about to say, like, that's the thing. Evander, if anyone's got a friggin' history, it's Evander Kane. Out of any player we have showcased in any of these hits in the cross check, it's Evander Kane. Like,
he
gets nothing.
One punch KOing Matt Cook all those years ago doesn't exonerate him from all of this now.
Yeah.
That was one of the most satisfying moments as a hockey fan, though, was seeing Matt Cook get just clobbered by rookie Evander Kane.
It's just there's no consistency. We've said, like, you've said it ad nauseum. Like, there's no consistency. The department doesn't know what the hell they're doing. That's because their boss, Gary Bettman, doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Like, it all just comes down to like, and I guess it's just Perron doesn't have a history. Never suspended. Never really.
Yep. No history for Perron.
I thought he had a history.
Nope.
All right. I'm thinking of something else. Never mind then. Either way. Cross-checking straight to
maybe Roman Polak when he was with the Blues. Is that where you were going with that?
That might be, because I was going to say it was when he was with the Blues, so it was probably him. Well,
yeah. Polak, I can give you that one as a freebie.
God, I hated Roman Polak. I don't know, man. Like, it's beyond. It's like it's at the worst state now. Like, getting angry about it is one thing, but now it's like an apathetic state because you just have zero faith. Like, the officials are terrible, and it's across all sports now. Like all the officials are just getting worse and worse. And I don't even think it's the whole age of social media thing of like, we get to see more angles than we've always, like we were able to back then type of thing. No, the officiating in the NHL, the NFL, et cetera, has gotten so much worse every year, but the leagues are just too cowardly to come out and hold them accountable. You're going to put the blame on the players first. Then you're going to put the blame on the coaches for arguing it. And that's going to be that's the scapegoat. You're going to fine whoever you're going to fine so you can just make more money randomly.
Yeah, because there are more camera angles than there have been before. So,
exactly. Like, you're not going to make it reviewable, apparently.
I'll tell you with a great point here, though, which is so annoying when Kane gets a stern talking to for doing something wrong. If he didn't do something wrong, player safety would have said nothing. So they're acknowledging that he did something wrong here, but they're saying that doesn't rise to the level of a penalty, but you're
on the wrist.
Yeah, it's so soft and so
inconsistency. Irritating. There is no setting an example. It's a case by case basis, and trust me, I actually can play devil's advocate there, and it is a case by case basis. I'm not saying it's not, but in this case, like this case by case basis we just went through, that isn't a case by case basis. Those 3 videos were the exact same play. It's ridiculous.
Now, speaking of soft and inconsistent, us on the pick segment, we both went 0-3 on our last go. It was not good.
That one was
and
really
picks
bad
this
too.
year are bad. It is not a good year for the pick segment.
I'll tell you real quick. Counterpoint. It doesn't matter if your officials miss calls if you don't have a department of player safety that is fucking worthless. Absolutely.
Yeah, like, you've got to have some consistent level of enforcement.
Right.
And the league just doesn't have that right now.
You have the police, and then you have their superiors that police the police, and so on, and all the levels of hierarchy in anything. And in this case, that's what it's supposed to be. The player safety, the department is supposed to police the officials. That's not happening. And you know damn well Bettman in the league office ain't policing the Department of Player Safety. So
is hockey better than it's ever been and getting better? Commercial.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, from a gameplay perspective, yes. From a skills perspective, yes.
First pick. We're going through all 5 games tomorrow night because we can.
And we've been off for 2 weeks.
Yeah, we got to catch back up here. Pittsburgh Penguins -170 at Montreal Canadiens +140.
Oh, a toilet bowl.
Joel, this is an ugly one for both teams coming in. Penguins on a 4-game losing streak. They've dropped 7 of their last 10. Montreal 5-4-1 in their last 10. Am I crazy for taking Montreal at home at plus money here?
I mean, no. You're not. I don't know if I'm going to, but I don't
the way
think
things have gone this year.
Right. It's almost tempting. Like we can't take chalk. There is no chalk. Hockey is dumb.
That's what this year's pick segment has taught us. Hockey is dumb, and we know nothing.
Yeah, we know nothing. You know, you could think you're an expert. You're not.
I'm going to go Montreal, and I'm going to take it one step further and say that as good a coach as Sullivan has been for Pittsburgh, they are going to fire Sullivan if because as much as they went absolutely all in for this year and to try and keep that window open, you lose this one to Montreal tomorrow night, he's got to go. You can't lose 5 in a row with the talent that is on that roster, with the expectations that team has. And that's where I'm going. I think it's going to be Montreal tomorrow night.
And I think for that exact reason you just mentioned, with that talent on that roster, with the experience on that roster of knowing what to do when their backs are against the wall like this, I am going to go with Pittsburgh.
I figured we might end up different on this one, but
we're probably gonna be different on a lot of them, just because like I actually was with you. I wanted to take Montreal. It's more fun. It's plus money. The Penguins are very mid. Hell, they're worse than mid at this current moment, but they have the talent to to dispatch a team that's not very good like Montreal as well. But I mean, they had the talent to dispatch other bad teams this year, and they haven't done that either. So I don't know. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. It's hard for me to bet against Sidney Crosby when his back's against the wall.
I mean, fair. Let's go to our second game of the night. Another team that we already talked about, the New York Islanders, -1.5 at home, +114. They are hosting the Anaheim Ducks, +1.5, -137. Joel, do you base this pick solely around whether Leo Carlsson is in the lineup?
Actually, yeah, I might. Do we know for sure yet or not?
Don't know for sure. I would say with the Ducks are not in action tonight, I believe, and I'm just going to quick confirm that.
You are correct. I believe you are correct. Man, we got a good game.
I would think with the game being at the Islanders, they would be in progress right now if they were playing tonight. So
we got no, they are not.
Okay.
Neither team is playing tonight, actually.
Okay.
Right? Neither?
Yeah.
Ducks. Nope. Yep. Neither team is in action tonight. So, and actually, I'm starting to. Penguins are going to be on the second leg of a back-to-back tomorrow.
Yep. So there is that factor too. So if that pushes the streak to potentially 6, because they are
they're tied 2-2 with Arizona.
Arizona's been scrappy this year, feisty, if you will,
which I think we kind of expected.
Mm-hmm. We did, but maybe not to the degree that they have been.
I mean, I'm not going to change my pick. We've already moved on. I'll just keep it. I'll probably lose that one, but I'll keep it. We got a good game going on right now. Detroit, St. Louis, tied 3-3, almost.
Okay, I apologize, Detroit, and I apologize, St. Louis, for thinking that. By the way, Rangers.
Don't apologize to St. Louis.
Rangers have made a game out of it. It's now 4-3 at the end of the second. So,
okay,
yeah, we'll see.
Hey, the Blues still suck.
I'm gonna go with my Islanders here. I know I kind of downplayed them earlier in the show, but I'm gonna go Islanders.
I'm gonna go the same because the last 2 times that I picked the Ducks to cover, they have bit me in the ass. See, now I'm second guessing myself.
I mean, usually it's the Leafs who bite you for picking them.
No. That was last season. This season has been kind of whatever, but the last couple times we've had the Ducks on puck line, I've picked the Ducks to cover. And the first time I did that, they got beat 8-2. And then the next time I did it, they got beat like 4 or 5-1 or something.
I don't have a ton of confidence in the Islanders to score enough goals to cover.
That's the point. I'm just thinking like an empty netter to make it like 2-0 or 3-1 or something like that.
Yeah, 20th in the league in goals per game this year. The Ducks at 28th. Like neither team screams offense, but the Ducks are a different offense when Carlson is in the lineup. I still think either way, I'm going to go Islanders here, but
I'm going to go with we'll go same on this one too. I am going to ultimately go with the Islanders. It just I can't trust the Ducks right now. Now watch them actually do it tomorrow night. The one time I don't pick them.
What has the potential to be the game of the night, and by far the closest odds? The Boston Bruins +105 at the New Jersey Devils -126. Joel,
is that is odd to me that the Devils are the favorites here. Just the way that the standings shake out right now. I get it. The Devils. I don't think that's going to stay that way. They're going to come back up here, but like, I mean, they had Hughes who was injured for a little bit there. Like, that's interesting to me. Those odds.
Yeah, I think looking at it and seeing Charlie McAvoy won't be in the lineup tomorrow. Upper body injury, he's out. Pavel Zacha out. Losing McAvoy in particular is pretty big.
Yeah.
Devils with Timo Meier healthy. That one's big. Eric Holland nearing his return. I was really worried when the Devils lost Dougie Hamilton that like everything was going to fall apart. They've kind of held their own here and are starting to turn things back around slowly but surely.
Yeah. Despite that, even though my heart would tell me to go the one way, I got to go with the smart pick. And the fact that it's at plus money is kind of stealing money, in my opinion. I'm going to take Boston. It'll be close, but I just think they're going to.
I'm absolutely staying away from the puck line on this one. Like,
hell no.
Wouldn't dare.
Good God, no.
I'm going to go Devils. I'll do it to be different. Do it for the show.
I'd rather you be right, but
we'll see. Buffalo Sabres plus 1.5 at the Colorado Avalanche minus 1.5. Colorado is still Colorado.
They are.
Buffalo.
They're more of Colorado than I thought they were going to be so far, the third of the way through the season.
And Buffalo is the Buffalo that we've seen the past decade plus and not the Buffalo team that we expected for this year.
I bought so much stock into them. And
you sure did.
What the hell is going on?
Now, worth mentioning here that they could be getting Alex Tuck, Jordan Greenway, Zemgus Jurgensons, and Matthias Samuelsson back in the lineup tomorrow, all of those guys. So that does give you a little more stability to your roster overall, especially getting Alex Tuck back. That's the big one of those four.
I can't
Colorado.
until Colorado proves that they're not the guys. Yeah, I think they can get it done, and I think they can win it on the puck line here.
Yeah, Avs 17-9-2 on the year, coming off of a big win as well. First Central Division team to get 100 goals on the year. I'm running Colorado here.
Yeah.
And final game of the night, the Winnipeg Jets plus 1.5 at minus 154 at the Los Angeles Kings minus 1.5 plus 128.
Winnipeg has not been as mid as I thought they were going to be. All the stock I bought in Buffalo, I basically bought it by selling all of my stock in Winnipeg, essentially. And so far, neither of those have worked out. Don't ever take stock exchange, or don't ever take stock advice from me, I guess.
Big talker in this one is Kyle Connor being out 6 to 8 weeks for Winnipeg.
Yeah, that was a bad knee on knee. That was bad.
Mm-hmm. By the way, no supplemental discipline on that one either. So thanks,
why would there be?
No. I'm so fired up at DOPS right now. Like,
I get it.
And then on the Kings side, I'm just checking the injury report there. Arthur Kaliev, questionable. He's been day-to-day with an illness. Tobias Bjornfoot is on IR, undisclosed situation there. Gavrikov, lower body injury, will not play. Arvidsson still out with his back injury.
I'm going Winnipeg. I think they cover. Hell, I think they went outright, to be honest with you.
I will not go so far as to say win outright. It is tough for me to pick against the Kings, as hot as they've been lately. Quentin Byfield is the real deal. If you have not been paying attention, that kid is a machine.
What? Dan, he was a bust because he wasn't a superstar his rookie year.
Yeah, he didn't put up 1,098 points in his rookie season, so
yeah, he's a bust. Ship him off, man. Ship him to the AHL. He can't play in this league. He didn't put up 1,000 points in his rookie season. He's done.
Washed.
Can you tell the sarcasm in our voices?
Oh boy, I so badly wanted
the Minnesota Wild. I wanted him very bad
to trade up and sell the farm to go get Quentin Byfield, because I knew there was no way that we were going to be bad enough to get to that pick.
What year did he get drafted again?
21.
21,
right?
Sounds right. Yeah.
Was it 21 or was it? I think it was 21.
I think you're right.
Oh, it was 20. Second overall in 2020. Yep.
Second overall in 20. Hold on a second. 2020.
Are you looking up who went first that year?
Well, I want to remember where we were.
Lafreniere.
Right.
The Hawks picked.
That wasn't the year
not in
Doc, right? That wasn't Doc. No.
That was Lucas Reichel's year.
Well, all right. I guess we
Reichel at 17.
At 17, we weren't ever going to be.
Chicago wasn't.
We weren't going to be in a position to get Byfield anyway.
No. In fact, the Minnesota Wild were closer. They had Marco Rossi at 9.
Right. Hey, that's working out.
Yeah, that's working out pretty well. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm very happy with Marco Rossi.
Also, don't take my sigh incorrectly. I am not sitting here giving up on Lucas Reichel. He's 21 years old. No, I think he'll be just fine.
Yeah, Mateo's in on the bid as well. Marco Rossi should have been traded for spare parts because he didn't work in his first 19 games.
Absolutely, yeah.
Kick him to the curb.
Dude, he had 2 points in his first season when he came up with you because he played 4 games or whatever it was. No, whatever it was. He had a point, whatever.
Yeah. Played more than that, but he was playing bottom 6 minutes.
Dude, I remember some people in your fan base were wanting to ship him to the sun. I was like, my God, will you settle down?
Give him a minute here. Golly.
Yeah. I gotta say, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I expected, and I defend my fan base. We are passionate, and all we do is want to hug our athletes. We love them. We will make excuses for them. Not many people, but we also have overreactions like a motherfucker here in Chicago. Not many people have kind of, gone at Bedard he's only got 23 points on the season. He's supposed to have 60 by now, or not. There hasn't been much of that, and I'm proud of that. I thought there would be a tiny bit more of that.
Knowing how bad this Hawks team was going to be, and then not only that, but you lose Taylor Hall. You have whatever happened with Corey Perry.
Yeah.
You lose some big pieces to your roster and guys who were going to play considerable minutes with Bedard, and he's still nearly a point per game player as a rookie. He's doing fine for himself. Mateo getting in with one here as well. Yeah, Charlie Stremel is a bust because he isn't doing well in his first 8 games off injury. But yeah, look past this weekend where he put up 4 points and was one of the players of the week.
Correct.
So I'm going to go with LA here. You're going with Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm.
We're both going with the Colorado Avalanche. You are taking Boston. I am taking New Jersey.
Correct.
Are we both going Islanders?
We both took the Islanders.
And then split on Pittsburgh and Montreal. Joel is taking Pittsburgh. I am taking the Canadiens. Joel, I don't know that I want to do 2 minutes for roughing. It's the holiday season. I don't have a whole lot to be mad about per se.
Yeah, I mean, I told in the beginning of the show, I did my little mini rant on the fact that I think LA sports fans aren't real sports fans. They just do it for an image. That literally would have been my rant. But they don't deserve the best players because the only reason the best players go there is because of the weather.
Next show, Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. Next Tuesday.
You threw me for a loop on the last show when.
That's because I had. Hey, thank you Uber. I had free Hawks tickets, and that game was a good one. Lost in a shootout, but a good one. Also, you probably don't remember by now. At the beginning of the show, I mentioned a Connor versus Connor thing, and you were going to ask me a question, and I don't think you remember it by now. You're going to ask me something about it?
Yes. Who comes out with more points tonight? You can either take Connor McDavid or you can take Bedard or Ty. I will clump Bedard / Ty into one bet and one side of the bet versus McDavid.
From just the player points side of things, probably McDavid.
I think McDavid's a smart play.
We are on the road. I'm hoping Bedard can extend his point streak to, I think this would be 10 games now. Yeah, because we just went on a 4-game homestand. So I think Bedard will get a point. I don't know if I bet on a goal. We'll see if that happens. But he hasn't lit the lamp in, I think, now 6 games. it's all right. He can do the assist thing too. He's not just a goal scorer.
Mateo with a bold prediction.
Ooh.
That Connor McDavid is going to have 4 more points than Connor Bedard.
Jeez. Getting our ass kicked tonight then, I guess, aren't we?
Well, and if Bedard scores a goal, a 5-point night for McDavid.
Right.
Needed to get back on track in Edmonton.
I mean, isn't he like 3rd in scoring now in the league now? Like just randomly
McDavid?
off something like that. Didn't he just catch up like super quickly?
I mean, I don't know that he's that far
Maybe
into things. He's at 36 points in 23 games. So
maybe
actually, he's up to 8.
Maybe I saw that he's like 3rd in scoring since he's been back type of thing.
In terms of production there, points per game pace, he is tied with Jack Hughes for 2nd.
That's what it was then. I saw something that said 3rd, and I just thought it meant the whole league. I mean, yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, that's why I say McDavid will it's
back with a vengeance.
Yeah, I think Bedard will be motivated. He's usually motivated in these games where he goes up against his idols, like when he went up against Crosby, went up against Ovechkin, going up against McDavid. So he'll do something tonight, but McDavid will probably feast on us, and I'm actually not mistaken. I think Soderblom's in that tonight.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. McDavid's going off for 5 goals.
It's like being hammer the over.
Yeah, probably, honestly. The Leafs lost in. Oh, that was yesterday. I'm sorry. I was looking at something else.
Leafs are still going down.
4-3. Yeah,
they're up 5-3.
4-3.
I've got 5-3 on my end.
Oh, there it is. It updated.
Yep. And St. Louis up 4-3 on Detroit.
I saw that happen. Boo!
Well, on that note, thank you to everybody who tuned in, commented throughout the show. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow at Snipe Celly. We are on
Leave us
Twitter,
a review. Leave us
YouTube,
a nice little
Facebook,
review.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Yeah, leave us a review. Hit that 5 stars. Joel, don't get me excited like that. As we said, that's it for tonight's show. We'll be back next Tuesday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central.
Our holiday special.
Yeah, we're going to have a fun one with that one. I don't even know what we've got in store, but we're going to have a fun show. I do know that.
I have a Christmas tree up. That's something. That was the wrong hand. I have a Christmas tree up. That's something.
I'll break out the hockey jersey ugly sweater.
I got a Blackhawks ugly sweater. Perfect. Thank you.
Every Blackhawks sweater is an ugly sweater. He's Joel. I'm Dan. Enjoy your night, everybody.
Too bad.